Hi, this is Brad Willis. I'm the moderator of the MetalStorm fan group. We're located on Facebook at www.facebook.com/groups/MetalStorm fan group. I think we have about 400 members, and as you may know from some of my other videos, it's an excellent place to get to know some of your fellow MetalStorm players. And almost without a doubt, you're going to pick up some nice tips and techniques and maybe be able to share a few with the group yourself. So I had a request to do a review on Marauder. Now we've got at least one member that just loves this plane, and I think it's okay. I don't love it. I think it's all right. But he asked for a review, so I figured I'd go ahead and do one, and we'll talk a little bit about it. Now in terms of the styling, which isn't obviously the most important aspect, but hey, let's face it, it's a cool looking plane. The colors are very striking. You've got, the skull on the back and the grays and the reds and the whites and the blacks, I think, make for a very sharp looking plane. Now let's talk about the statistics. As you can see, it is an agility class plane. It has a 3% critical strike boost, meaning that at some random point you are going to double your damage, which is cool. You never know when it's going to happen, but when it does, it is a beautiful thing. Agility plus 12, very helpful because you want to be able to have some extra agility when you're in the dogfight, particularly if you're up against weapons class. Speed boost is always important because, again, you have very thin skin, and when you get hit, you go boom. So you need to get past that bizno spamming weapons class player, whatever they happen to be flying, and try to get in the dogfight where you're going to use your skills, presumably to your advantage. And a plus 8 evasion, which is very helpful. That means it's going to be tougher for them to lock on to you with their missiles. It'll be easier for you to evade than if you didn't have that. Now, my personal opinion is if you want a plane with high evasion, if that's something that's important to you, a plane that I personally feel is a better plane, and I'm going to scroll up to it here. Hopefully I can find it because, as you can see, I have a lot of planes. There we go. Iron Fang. And there's Iron Fang. I think in the campaigns you may remember, I think Copperhead flew this plane or something like that. But anyway, you see, oh, and then it's gone. Well, let's not click on it this time. Let's just scroll up again. So we'll go back to Iron Fang. And you can see instead of a 3% critical strike, it has plus 5, so even better stats. Instead of 8% evasion, it has 10, so it's going to evade at even a better pace. Speed plus 12, I think that was the same. I'll look in a second, but it's got certainly more or less the same amount of speed. And missile tracking at a plus 8 is real helpful because it means you're going to be a lot more likely to hit that target with some element of tracking. What this plane does not have is agility. It doesn't have the agility boost that Marauder does. So that's the only advantage for Marauder. But this Iron Fang, for example, is so fast that you can turn in a way utilizing that speed, and it's not super critical. But given one or the other, Iron Fang or Marauder, personally, I would choose Iron Fang. The statistics are better pretty much across the board, in my opinion, with that one exception of speed. I'm sorry, of agility, I should say. So let's go back down to Marauder here. I think if I can get through all my planes, there it is. Again, decent stats. I think it's an okay plane. I don't think it's fabulous. I think some people think it's better than it is. But certainly you can win some games in it. I would personally prefer if it had a little bit of extra energy. I mentioned that that's something that's important to me because I maneuver a lot. I'd probably rather have a damage boost too. So I mean, if they took out like critical strike and added damage and something like that, I would be happy. But let's go ahead and play a game in it, and we'll see how we do. As usual, I'll tell you what I'm thinking with the plane, what I'm doing with the plane, what I'm thinking about my opponent, what he's doing, if he's doing something right, doing something wrong. I'm hoping we get a nice fair match. It seems like there's a lot of lag in the game these days, a lot of people with coin weapons, a lot of people cheating, disconnecting. It just sucks. The game is neglected in a lot of ways, and I think Z2, the maker, I don't think they care, to be honest. Unfortunately, they're dedicating their time and resources to MetalStorm Aces. I mean, hey, God bless them. They're some good people, but they're neglecting this game. But that editorial out of the way, let's play someone and see what happens. So we got a guy with Phoenix and Hawken. He looks like a decent player. He's averaging about 10 points a game. We're going to spin toward him and accelerate. Got a lock. We're going to fire and duck, and we're going to come back up. And we're going to fire, try to get a little cannon on him. Come around, roll to the right, try to get target acquisition. There he is. Fire again, get out of his way. I know his Phoenix doesn't track all that well, so I'm going to try to take advantage of that. Now, I was a little low. You can see my energy situation is not great with all the maneuvering that I do. So I got to kind of watch that. This plane, again, does not have an energy boost. He may hit me here. No, he didn't. It's his Phoenix missiles that kept him probably from hitting me because, again, that doesn't track very well. And we got him, so we are going to go up 1-0. Let's let that energy build up a little bit. On the left-hand side, there he is, off to the left. We're going to accelerate hard. Got him ahead. Didn't have time for a shot. I will roll. I expect to see him momentarily. And thought I could get a roll shot on him, but we couldn't do that. Let's get another couple shots on him. We're going to roll down to the right, and we should see him come up here in just a second. I'm kind of slowing down. I'm kind of building my energy up at the same time because I like to have a full plate of energy. There he is. Hi. And we're going to accelerate real hard. I'm going to give him a shot to just come right at me. I'm going to come at him, roll hard, get target acquisition. And I try to time that roll till after he's shot because I want to be rolling away from his missile as well. That was a mistimed maneuver right there. So we will just kind of slow down, try to get a shot on him. And again, I'm also building up my energy while I'm doing that because I want to have plenty of energy for when I want to make a more aggressive offensive move. So there he is. I'm going to accelerate very hard, straight down, get 4,400 speed, knots, whatever that is. I'm just going to fire, hope I can get a couple of hits on him. Sometimes that's a risky strategy, especially if you're against something like a coin weapon, but I know his weapon doesn't track very well, so I'm going to try to take advantage of that. I'm going to roll again, look for him, there he is, a couple more shots. Look like my shots didn't track very well. We're going to roll to the right, get target acquisition. He hit me, but guess what? He went boom. So we got a 2-0 going on. Let's build that energy up. And he can probably take me out in a shot or two here, so we have to be a little bit careful, but I'm fairly confident that we'll get a win because we only have 18 seconds. Let's just go ahead and roll. I'm not really too worried about getting another kill at this point. I'm just kind of staying out of his way. I'll just roll around, maybe take a couple shots just for the heck of it, just to let him know I'm out there. Get a little cannon fire on him. Got 3 seconds left, 2 seconds. We'll take one more shot at the goodbye kiss. Goodbye. And there it is, 2-0. So you see the plane did, pretty well. We were against an opponent that was not, he wasn't a new player by any stretch of the imagination, but he wasn't one of these, 100,000 SR skill type of players. And he's using a missile that I don't like very much personally, Phoenix. There's some people that love Phoenix. It doesn't track well. If you're good at no locks and that sort of thing, it might be a good missile for you. But for most of us, I would just say avoid Phoenix. If you're going to, I like to use credits, even though they don't work as well as coins. But I just think, that if you're trying to develop skill, you will be a much more skillful player if you use credit missiles instead of coins. It's fun to get out there and use coins, and I do every now and then, not much, and take somebody out, 7-0 or something. Hey, whoopee. But again, I think the best players, well, I don't know if I should say that or not, but really the players with the highest skill levels, I think, have often learned on credit weapons, okay? So he had a credit weapon that I don't think was a real good one. But nonetheless, you can see that the plane did not get blown up. And it was, in fact, a win. Whether we would have had a result against a higher skill level player with Bisnos or Lancers, debatable. Anyway, it's a decent plane. It is, is it worthwhile? I don't know. Again, I prefer Iron Fang, personally. I like that tracking. I like the higher evasion of Iron Fang, and it's got the same, actually, Iron Fang has more speed now that I'm looking at the stats. You can see this has a +8. Iron Fang at a +12, so it has a lot more speed. And +5 critical strike for Iron Fang, +10 evasion, better all around. Only exception is agility, but again, I think you can make up for that. So, if you like Marauder, hey, it's not bad. Certainly a decent plane. I think that there could be better options. But it looks cool, and it's reasonably fun to fly, as you could see. And you can win in it. We got to win 2-0, so that's always good. So that's the review of Marauder. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, as always, you can feel free to leave those in the comment section here on YouTube. I'd like to thank you for your time, and as always, I will see you in the skies playing MetalStorm.